A guy graduates from college, top grades, a good degree, everything by the book. He gets a job. The same job everyone else gets. He buys a car, the same car everyone else buys. He builds a plan, the same plan everyone else builds. And then, one day, he turns 40 and asks himself, why isn't my life any different from everyone else's? This video is not just a book summary. This video is about you. If you're living the same copy-paste life everyone around you is living, the next 10 minutes could change everything. In 1998, a man named Peter Thiel started a company. Everyone else was using the same old way to send money online. Thiel thought differently. That company was called PayPal, and it eventually sold for $1.5 billion. After that, Thiel became the first outside investor in Facebook. Then he built Palantir. Then he backed SpaceX and Airbnb. Everything this man touched turned into gold. And when people asked him what his secret was, he wrote it all down in one book, 0 to 1. Elon Musk himself said this book shows exactly how Thiel built one breakthrough company after another. Marc Zuckerberg called it a completely fresh way of thinking about creating value. And Marc Andreessen, the man who co-created the first web browser, said this is the one book every entrepreneur must read, period. So the people running some of the biggest companies in the world all point to this one book. Today, I'm going to break down exactly what's inside it. Comment below if you found out today that one part of your life is a complete copy of everyone else's. What would it be? Your job? Your dreams? Your plan? Thiel's very first big idea is this: there are only two kinds of progress in the world. The first is 1 to N. That means taking something that already exists and making more copies of it. There's a restaurant, so you open another one with the same menu. There's a shop, so you open the same shop somewhere else. The second is 0 to 1. That means building something that never existed before. The first search engine, the first iPhone, the first online payment system. Now ask yourself, what are you actually doing with your life? Are you doing what your 10 friends already did? The same degree, the same job, the same resume, Thiel says. If you're living a 1 to N life, you're replaceable. Anyone can take your place, but if you build something 0 to 1, even something small, a skill, an idea nobody else in your circle is doing, you become irreplaceable. And that's the exact moment real value gets created in your life. Tonight, before you sleep, write down one honest answer. What can I do in my field that nobody around me is doing? Even a small answer counts. Just be honest. This next part might sound strange because we've been taught since childhood that competition makes you better. Thiel flips that completely. He says competition is a trap. Picture a small restaurant in a town packed with 20 other restaurants selling the same food. They're all fighting each other for the same handful of customers. Nobody's making real money. So they pay minimum wage, put grandma at the register, and have the kids washing dishes in the back just to survive. That's survival, not growth. Now look at Google. In the search engine world, Google has no real competition. That's why Google's profit margins are far higher than an entire airline industry that flies millions of people every single day. The difference? Google built its own world. Airlines are stuck fighting each other in the same one. The same thing is happening in the job market. The more people chasing the exact same type of job, the exact same skills, the exact same resume, the more competition and the less value. The moment you build something different, the competition disappears. Comment below. Where's the most competition in your field right now? And how could you step outside of it? This is Thiel's deepest idea, and it might just give you an X-ray of your own life. Thiel says people fall into two categories when they think about the future. Indefinite optimists. They believe things will get better, but they have no idea how. They just keep working, keep saving, keep their options open without ever committing to one specific plan. Most of the modern world thinks this way. Definite optimists, they know exactly what they want to build, and they have a clear plan to get there. They don't say, "I hope things work out." They say, "I'm building this specific thing, this specific way, by this specific time." According to Thiel, every person in history who achieved something truly great never had a vague dream. They had an exact plan. So ask yourself, what's your plan? Or are you just getting through each day hoping things will somehow work out? Because Thiel says, without a definite plan, your life is in someone else's hands, chance, luck, or other people's decisions. This week, do one thing, write down an exact, specific plan for the next 12 months. Not, "I'll get better." Instead, "I will learn this exact skill, this exact way, by this exact deadline, for this exact result." Thiel has another powerful idea, secrets. He says the idea that everything has already been discovered is a lie we were taught in school. There are still countless things nobody has seen, understood, or built yet. A secret is something that's true, but very few people know it yet. PayPal's secret was that people wanted to send money online, but there was no safe way to do it. SpaceX's secret was that rockets could be reused. Nobody was even trying. Every successful person has their own secret, something they noticed in their industry, their city, their work, that nobody else was paying attention to. There's a secret hiding around you too, maybe in your job, your community, your family's business, a problem everyone complains about, but nobody actually solves. That's your 0 to 1. Comment below. What's a problem in your life or your field that everyone knows about, but nobody is solving? Here's one more idea Thiel teaches, one that every top investor in Silicon Valley follows, the power law. It means most success, most returns come from one single source, not spread out evenly. In a venture capital fund with 20 investments, usually just 1 or 2 companies generate almost all of the fund's total return. The same law applies to your life. Not everything you work on will pay off equally. One decision, one skill, one relationship, one risk you take will outperform everything else you do combined. So Thiel says, don't scatter your time and energy. Find the one thing with the highest potential and go all in on it. 5 things you're currently spending your time on. Then honestly ask, which one of these could give you the biggest return if you focus 10 times harder on it? Cut back on the rest. Double down on that one. Remember that guy from the beginning of this video, living that copy-paste life? Thiel's book says he still has time. Everyone does. The only difference is when he realizes that chasing competition, trying to be like everyone else and just hoping for the best, is wasting his life away. Elon Musk, Zuckerberg, Andreessen, completely different industries, but they all learned the exact same lesson from this book. The biggest value in the world goes to the people who create something new, not the ones who just copy something old, but slightly better. Your 0 to 1 journey can start today. Just ask yourself the same question I asked you at the beginning of this video. Comment below, "My 0 to 1 is," and finish that sentence with whatever comes to mind. I read every single comment. If this video made you think differently, then like, subscribe and press the bell icon button, because next week I'm breaking down a book that shows you exactly how to find your own secret, step by step.